This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Want to pull off the season's freshest trends? You just need the right shoes. That's where Designer Shoe Warehouse comes in. Loving wide-leg jeans? Pair them with sleek, low-profile sneakers. Obsessed with the sheer trend? Try it with mesh flats. Feeling boho? Comfy sandals nail the whole free-spirited thing. Find on-trend shoes from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, and more at DSW.
Welcome back, 9 to noon. Some camp cuts as we kick off the final hour here from Vikings training camp yesterday, first practice, and of course, how does Isaiah Rodgers look? And hey, it's Jonathan Allen. Look at that cat. Good to have him on our team, but everyone's kind of thinking about JJ, as in JJ McCarthy, and he spoke to the media yesterday, and it's not about just trying to replay pressers here, but it is about just some things that pop in heads when you hear the quarterback talking, and we're going to start with an easy one here. JJ McCarthy chatting about getting to work with Ryan Kelly, his center.
He's been amazing. One of the most favorite teammates I've ever had. Just his knowledge about the game, but who he is as a man. Like, it's really one of a kind, and just, the depth of knowledge, how he attacks every single day, how he is as a dad, all the things that I get to learn from him on and off the field. It's a tremendous blessing. Yeah,
part of what's new, part of the change with the Minnesota Vikings is 3/5 of the offensive line, from Will Fries at right guard, of course, to Ryan Kelly. You heard JJ talking about him, and then you draft the rookie in Donovan Jackson. Excited to see more of the rookie in person as camp gets going here. But part of that relationship, and you can take that and dovetail it into a running backs related conversation, all of that. But just starting with the guy that's bent over in front of you, tossing you the ball in every play, he's going to be able to see potential issues that require checks at the line. I mean, that partnership right there, that cohesion is really an A topic for McCarthy. Sounds like they're getting along swimmingly thus far.
Yeah, I can't remember what the NFL Man of the Year award is. What it's called? Ed Block.
I think it's just, is it Walter? Well, Ed Block's the Courage Award.
Yeah,
I think it's Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is. Well, Ryan Kelly must be a candidate to win both, because JJ McCarthy's been together with him for 2.5 months. Maybe 4 months. He's already one of the favorite teammates he's ever had. I mean, everybody on the offensive line of Michigan's like, mother. You got running backs and wide receiver. Mother. This Loveland. What?
Yeah, as soon as he says something nice about TJ, Colston Loveland's like, seriously with this?
Yeah.
Who helped who get a first-round draft selection?
Right. I think I forgot to ask Kwesi a question yesterday about what goes into, how do you sign off on bringing in players who are I did ask him, who are coming off not just injury, but significant season-ending injuries. And he answered it eloquently, but Ryan Kelly is one of those.
Well, and that's again, what's changing, what's new. I mean, from Fries to Ryan Kelly, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, a lot of injuries, a lot of people with an opportunity here to prove in 2025 that
Rondale Moore, Jeff Okudah,
Rondale Moore, the list goes on.
Yeah, it's voluminous.
I heard this, and I wish that I could find Harrison Phillips actually saying this. But here's JJ, and it just kind of made me laugh a little bit, one of those kind of pump the brakes moments. But JJ was asked, hey, Harrison Phillips was comparing your leadership to Josh Allen.
It's an extreme honor because Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in this football league. And, just being able to have a comparison like that from a guy that I look up to in Harrison Phillips, that's, it's an extreme honor. And, at the end of the day, I don't deal in comparisons too much. I believe that we are all one of one as human beings. But, it means a lot when a guy like that says something like that.
Is Harrison Phillips
start playing games?
Is Harrison Phillips an elevator, PA? Like, I look like Kevin Gorg is an elevator, right? Like, when you're around Kevin Gorg, you just feel better. He's just a super positive, loving person that you have in your circle.
Hey, Kevin's one of my very best friends. Very, very best. I love Kevin Gorg. So I can say this, and there are ticks with me that I'm sure he could share. He just doesn't have this microphone. If the field size at Canterbury Park comes up small, race after race after race, we're taken off the turf when he has 3 spotties he loves.
Yeah.
And he's on a little bit of a losing streak. Sure, he can be an elevator where the attachment snaps and we're all going down 30 floors together and dying. I mean, it can just be a little on the negative side sometimes.
Well, but Harrison Phillips just strikes me as a guy. Again, it's training camp. There's so much positivity. There's bravado. But Harrison Phillips is always, this is awesome. This is fantastic. I've never heard Harrison Phillips say a negative word. It might be too soon to compare the leadership of the 22-year-old to that of Josh Allen at this stage. But you're getting a lot of those sorts of comments around the QB, the way he carries himself, the way he talks.
Yeah, we need to play games.
Yes, we do.
We need to start playing games. I've said it before, and I stick by it. Whether it's, it'll be KFAN, home of Vikings football, where you'll hear it. It's, half hour, 45 minutes after the game before you do fan line.
Yeah.
The quarterback speaks after the head coach. It's when McCarthy takes grueling, close, tightly knit, spine-tingling losses, or wins super close games and there's exaltation and a lot of excitement and improbability and things like that. His press conferences are going to be appointment listening. I'm just telling you right now, he's incapable of not oversharing. Now, Jeff and Sammy and those guys got him a little programmed right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how the program works. I've seen the program.
They're good at their jobs.
Very good at their jobs. But, they got the kid programmed right now, but he hasn't been hit yet. When he gets hit, wins a close one or loses a close one, those press conferences. I mean, right now I've known Ryan Kelly 4 months. He's one of my favorite teammates in the history of my life. And Harrison Phillips is somebody I've always looked up to. Bro, you didn't even know he was in the NFL until 2 years ago. Let's be honest with each other. So Jeff and Sammy and the gang got them programmed really nicely right now, boys.
Camp cuts. Some camp cuts from the quarterback chatting with the media yesterday.
Collectively, I think I learned,
This is on the off-season workouts. Let me preface this.
Collectively, I think I learned, what windows I can fit it in and what windows I can't, and being able to really feel what that throw felt like, and, if I need to put more trajectory on it or, put a little less and, throw it a little bit earlier. Different things like that just kind of went into play based off of, reps that were considered a failure, but I consider them a huge learning lesson and a huge opportunity of growth. So it's just going to, there's going to be more of those opportunities in this camp. We're always, striving to get better and learn from our mistakes, but at the end of the day, we're competing a lot, so it's going to be fun to go out there and win some.
So I think that audio. Yes.
Hey, Paul, what plays into best friendship? Somebody like Kevin Gorg listening to the radio show right now, 30 seconds after we get done, text him, elevator rope snaps, brilliant, and for the record, spot on, love you. He's the best. I love Senor Spotty.
But the great thing about Senor Spotty and being the elevator that he is he knows tonight's another chance.
Yes.
To head up to the penthouse. He knows it. Yes. He'll be ready for it.
I don't want to, go ahead. When it started raining yesterday into News du Nord, okay, I didn't look at the weather forecast.
Right.
Clearly. And I'm like, hey, we haven't run in a week and a half. I've seen these fields. I've handicapped them. Even if you're picking names, numbers, favorite jockeys, using Kevin or Angela's picks or whatever.
Right.
Tonight is a night to either throw darts or make money with your mind. Because the fields are huge. The improbability and unpredictability at Canterbury is going to be awesome.
Right.
Well, then all the races got taken off the turf. And the fields shrunk dramatically.
And that's why I texted you how big of a clomp it was, because in that moment during the show yesterday, you're like, I spent like 2 hours handicapping this thing, and then you kind of went down the road of what you uncovered, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you're standing, I mean, that's sad Kermit leaning in the windowsill, looking at the rain, knowing you spent 2 hours putting this thing together.
Yep.
You're about to drop, $250, $300 on some exotic angles.
Yeah.
And you know that it's moving from the dirt to the grass.
Yeah. And I didn't. And I said, I predict the pick 5 tonight at Canterbury for 50 cents. Pays more than $3,000.
Yeah.
Okay. That was before the rain and the scratches and all that kind of stuff. KG was in lockstep with me. Hey, don't judge us, man. We get excited about stuff like this, all right?
Indeed.
So, again, we race at Canterbury at like 5:10 is when the first race will be tonight and was last night. 3 hours before that, and we hadn't even taken the races off the turf yet. Gorg sends me a text, awful. And then he sends a GIF. First one was like Noah trying to negotiate a storm. The other was a tumbleweed blowing through the desert. Like, it just cost us our crowd. And then he writes, who's excited to take in this off the turf card tonight? And then I write, so sad. And he writes, I nobody wrote for a half hour because we didn't want to get him going.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, you know what? It's so sad. I mean, I was so excited for the race card. And he writes back 5 seconds later, 10-day break, and the weather was dry nearly the entire stretch. Can't make this BS up. So that's, again, what goes into a best friend.
Yeah.
Vulnerability, openness, dogs, surrogate brothers, but recognizing if somebody's getting loud and the elevator rope has snapped, I'm going to head to that 30-year-old red chair in CBY Track Flags office.
Correct.
And do my thing in there.
I'm going to take the stairs.
And still love each other.
Absolutely. To the end of that JJ McCarthy clip that I was playing, though, I thought that was maybe one of the most constructive moments or instructive parts of the conversation, where it wasn't about elevating, it wasn't about positivity as much, but it spoke to kind of what we should be expecting to see in training camp, PA, is taking risks in moments. He still has to figure out what kind of touch I need to put with Jalen Naylor stretching across the field to hit those kind of the on time. I'm trying things. I'm feathering in. I'm layering passes. And so that's kind of one of the things that really excites me about the next few days of camp into the weekend. Saucer and I, Saturday show on the perch, pumping it up, winging it as we do.
Sweet.
But from JJ's standpoint, the off-season workouts, it is about cohesion. It is about getting to know about Ryan Kelly and all of that. But in the end, his job is to complete passes at a high level and learning what he can and can't do at this level, having a full summer to work on that. I'm excited to see it in function on the fields at TCO.
Well, me too. I mean, when you're there Saturday, I think I'm going to come out for walkthrough. Why would I be there for walkthrough?
To memorize numbers and body types.
I always love that one.
So I think you'll get the walkthrough where you can get some tells from that. Practice starts at 2:30 and show's over at 2. But anyway...
we'll air the either the B-Flow or the KO presser in the final segment, so we can leave at 1:35.
No, we're going to air, or you guys are going to air, Matt Daniels' closing press conference from the 2024 season and play the whole thing. But we need to change our faces, and it doesn't take long to. I may have said that this time last year. We need a face change. Copyright Ricky Rubio. Because we with what we saw with Cousins and what we saw with Darnold is not what we're going to see with JJ McCarthy, at least initially.
Yeah.
Now you'll see some pocket and you'll see some, of the ballyhooed 6 into 2024. It's fact that he worked under center more than all of them and turned his back on the defense in Matt Ryan-like fashion. off the play action more than all of them. Okay, so he did that in college more than Bo Nix to Caleb Williams, whole thing. So, and they run a lot of play action here. So there are going to be different facets of it because he's not bounce around in the pocket guy who, like Cousins, was uncomfortable moving. And with Darnold, very good moving if they let him out of the pocket.
Right.
No, McCarthy's a mover. No, JJ McCarthy runs. He runs, and it could be by design. It could be fake handoff, pulling offensive linemen on something that looks like a counter tray, which would be a hand it to Mason, fake left, here come the offensive linemen to the right, and he's going to follow those beef eaters like the Washington Redskins used to do back in the Super Bowl times. But it's McCarthy running it. Yeah. So like things like that. And you're going to, so face changes are going to be required the first time you see a designed run with the quarterback.
Yep.
It's blocked up beautifully. Oliver just crushed a safety 15 yards down the field, and Big Boy runs for 40. Yeah, I can't wait to call his games, watch his games, see how he handles everything. Really, really excited.
No, it's cool. And one time, I mean, this got to be like a month and a half ago. I don't recall. But we kind of went through this a bit, PA, where I think we had 5 or 6 total like RPO snaps a year ago with Darnold. Yep. The ability to maybe implement some more RPO. Now that this is a collective conversation that lends into defenses respecting run, the tandem of Jones and Jordan Mason, what does that look like, et cetera. But play action under center, you didn't see a ton of that with Darnold. Everything was kind of starting in the shotgun. Yep. Jones, I think, was, we always talked about it with Dalvin Cook. Like, how good is he running out of shotgun? And at that time versus what we were thinking back to with Adrian Peterson, you see a lot of the backs today infinitely more comfortable versus back 7 yards on a dot type of thing. But under center play action in particular, back to defense, doing the boots, moving the pocket, all of those things feel to be more in play than they'd have the last several years. So getting to see all of that's going to be awesome. My last cut, my camp cut, is actually Jordan Addison. So yesterday, speaking to the media, Jordan Addison, not the most vocal, not the most long-winded. Quiet. Yeah, he is indeed. Yep. But he kind of mentioned, the wet and reckless charges stemming that he ultimately pleaded to a lesser charge with the incident out in L.A. If the suspension comes, I'm at the mercy of it. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Just excited to be here, ready to play. But here he is talking about his chemistry with JJ McCarthy.
We all, do this at a high level. We've been playing for so long, so it don't take too much to do it. We just got to come out here, throw a little bit, get each other, see what we do. But we all high level athletes, so it don't take long for us.
And that's kind of what I've felt stated differently, but maybe the same implied answer is that from Justin Jefferson to TJ Hawkinson and now Addison, all kind of mentioning like, I'm ready to rock with this kid. Yep. Like I'm not worried about the break-in time. I'm not worried about, I've heard it before. You wouldn't believe how different that ball spins when somebody's left-handed versus right-handed, all of those types of things. I think all these guys, at least on the front end, from what I've gathered, super excited that JJ is going to be the guy throwing them the ball. Yeah. And I haven't heard any apprehension or there's going to be growing pains associated with it. It just sounds like they're all ready to rock with this kid.
And you nailed it. And you're right. And it's authentic. And it's like O'Connell is the surrogate dad. O'Connell, Wes Phillips, Brian Angelico, Josh McCown, all tied with the offense. They're like surrogate dads with him. He's that kind of a guy where God gifted him with size and arm strength and speed and, work ethic and things like that, where he has earned his way to where he is now. However, that doesn't take away the boyish charm, the things that he will say after he knows he made a mistake. Okay. Now think about the previous two who played the most. Cousins, super smart, seen everything. Kirk has an opinion. So Kirk and Kevin may have gone back and forth on some things, and maybe it was uncomfortable. I don't know. Darnold, for the first half of the season, he didn't talk. And then all of a sudden he started to have some good games and kind of came into his own that way. Completely different. Yeah. JJ is like a surrogate kid, nephew or son for these guys. Then you get to the players. He cares so much and puts so much time into it and is so naturally physically gifted. They love him.
Yeah.
Addison, Jefferson, Hawkinson. Talk to Aaron Jones about him. Holy cow. And he's going to cut time with Jordan Mason probably. So the authentic nature of who JJ McCarthy is winning everybody around him, which is going to help him when he makes mistakes, because he's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, which is why we need to play these games.
Yeah, we got to play these games. Well, no. Jeff and Sam they'll have that program too. It'll be like, blame Kevin. Blame O'Connell. That'd be great. I appreciate that. That's a
little camp cuts.
Nordo with some camp cuts when we return. We're going to chat more Vikings football. It's a big shocker for you, right? Why wouldn't we? 9 to noon is the audio home of Second to None Minnesota Vikings coverage, and it also includes the cash thing.
The Fan, along with BigDeck.com, they want to give you a chance to win some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. So go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword money, and you might win some. The keyword is money. Just go to KFAN.com.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
And enter it in or...
The word stigma and the proper definition, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. And what happened 2.5 hours ago, podcasted after 9 to noon, if interested, is I took that word stigma, defined it, talked about some comments Finchy had after the Wolves played in the Western Conference Finals 2 times. Got killed both times, and what he had to say about stigma. Got into the wild about is it an organizational stigma or a fan-related stigma in that they haven't won a playoff series in a decade. That has stigma to it, and they need to bust through it. Went on to the Minnesota Vikings and wondered that with 34 wins this current regime, with 34 wins the last 3 years, That's about 11 a clip. Head coach named Coach of the Year. GM and head coach get extensions into this season. JJ, Justin Jefferson, considered by many the best at his position in the game. Darisaw, top 3, top 5 left tackle, which every quarterback wants. They sack the quarterback and score points on defense. What's not to like, right? Team's good enough to eat. Still 0-2 in the playoffs through 3 years. First time your defense couldn't find Saquon, and last year the moving company went broke at the wrong time. So is it too strong to say this regime has a stigma in that they haven't won playoff games? Is this potentially a developing stigma? Same fishbowl, but under different rocks than Finchy. And, the way things finished last year against McVay's bunch in the Valley of No Fun, they hated the ending so much last year, 3/5 of the moving companies being replaced, and a couple of big-name players to man the pass-rushing portion of the defensive tackle rotation are now on salary here. They saw Aaron Donald in Jared Verse and Orlando Pace in some of those O-linemen and said, yep, time for an overhaul. And make no mistake, it was an overhaul in terms of the trenches. Absolute overhaul. Nobody wants to be associated with the word stigma, whether you're a professional athlete trying to keep a marriage together or personally or professionally speaking. Nobody wants to be associated with the word stigma, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. Stigma avoidance for the Minnesota Vikings, as I mentioned earlier, at worst is winning a playoff game home or road. And I mean this year. And I don't care where you finish, what division you win or you don't win. Now, if you lose your quarterback, and the backup is playing like a backup. I mean, if you have injuries en masse, well, that's different. Okay. But, let's look at it just fairly and squarely that everybody's going to face injuries, but you're going to head into the postseason with the right players playing. And therefore, post-overhaul, 3/5 of the moving company replaced, stigma avoidance has been on my mind. And winning a playoff game has to happen. At least one. I mean, that has to happen this year. And don't take the has to, have to, had to, and make it a 0 or a 100. Well, what happens if they don't? I don't know. They get new players.
They do it again in 2026.
Yeah. So it's not everything has to be a 0 or 100 equation. I'm just saying from an expectation standpoint and to thoroughly dagger stigma avoidance, win a playoff game, man.
Yeah.
And I don't care the circumstances. I really don't.
Well, the one thing going back to your conversation with Lieber, and Lieber hit you with what I think most people who hear what you're saying and might immediately disagree. Well, first year of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. That's a conscious decision that the regime made, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a team that has won 34 games in the last 3 seasons, and they have now made a decision that they are putting all of their chips behind number 9, that they did put the work into the interior of the offensive line. You don't go out and add your Jonathan Allen on a 3-year deal. You don't go out and add Javon Hargrave and some of these people if you're going out there thinking, well, it's first year growing pains with the QB. Hope we win 8. No. You have made this conscious decision in belief of what the coach can do with the QB. From my standpoint, off of winning 14, you should absolutely be a playoff team again. That should absolutely be the minimum bar. And then once you're in the postseason, if this is indeed a developing stigma, you have to wipe that away with a victory and show what you've learned through those previous 2 efforts in the postseason, the good times and the bad times. Just because it's the first year of JJ McCarthy, if you're a hardcore Vikings fan, you can't let anybody off the hook with the amount of talent that this team has, the belief that the regime has put into the QB.
Thank you.
That shouldn't be part of the conversation if we're going to get rid of this potentially developing stigma.
It's who we are. I mean, it plays into too many accolades floating around here to not feel the celebration of a postseason victory.
Right.
I mean, everybody is on your jock, man. I mean, locally, nationally, save Colin Cowherd and some splash-worthy things he decided to say about JJ McCarthy, but who cares? I mean, it takes 45 minutes to find your channel, bro. Okay, so nobody cares about you anymore, with no due respect. So I don't care about what he says about JJ McCarthy, quite honestly. I don't care if he says he's the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL. That's like one of the few negative things that you will find.
Right.
With locally or nationally, people talking about this team and the accolades associated with the team run by, the coach of the year. And everybody's getting extensions and everybody's making a lot of money.
Well, and to your point, that's the key, is it doesn't matter what anybody on any freaking network says. Mm-hmm. It matters what the coach of the year says, and what the coach of the year decided to do after his big extension was, we're going to work with JJ McCarthy in 2025.
Yeah.
Whatever I've done with Dobbs, and Mullins and Hall and Cousins and Darnold, all of that is in the past. This is what I'm doing now. And he's behind JJ. That's what matters. And that kind of should tell you the story, not only of the amount of optimism you might have just from just a positivity and a fan standpoint. Then you set the expectations to 34 wins. We're happy for you, but you don't have any in mid to late January. Right. So let's go get it done.
Right.
Yeah. No, totally with you on that.
Well, let's put it this way. All right. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, general manager for the squad. Kwesi loves playing craps. Or he loves playing craps and or using that dice game for analogies when making bets on players. In the Giants playoff game, we were all holding our own at the table, Kwesi's table, and then the check down at the end felt like the fattest 7 out ever. 7 out, and the whole game's over. All right? Last year, we bought in for a dime. It was gone in 10 rolls, chased, got killed, and went home broke.
I always love that one.
This year, at least hit the number once.
Yeah.
If the number is 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10.
Just smack it.
Hit the number one time.
Please.
Show us you can hit the number, man.
Yeah.
Get those dice to the end of the table. I mean, you can make it rain. You can flop them in there. You can throw them hard, whatever you want. Hit the back of the table.
You got me nibbling on 6s, 8s, and 9s all day. Just smack the 10, please.
Yeah, that's it. Just and see the 10 or the 4, the least probable of the numbers to be hit. Those aren't the Vikings.
No, they are not.
And guess what? The Vikings are probably a 5 or a 9. You know, a 6 or an 8 that returns 6 to 5. Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Bills, those 4 right there.
I'd agree, yeah.
The 5 and the 9,
that's Vikings territory.
It's 3-2.
Yes, it does.
I think the Lions are a 6 or an 8. We're a 5 or a 9. Packers are a 5 or a 9. Joey Burrow's a 5 or a 9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Buccaneers 4 or 10. Just kidding. Baker's gotten good.
The Bears play in the field.
Well, they won't even let Stefanski at the table. We don't have a number for you. I think it's snake eyes. Things are bad there. But
Persich is the don't pass line.
Yeah, for sure. And so with that said, hit the number once. All right? Make the right number, win the right game one time.
Yeah.
Win a playoff game and eliminate all association with the word stigma and it being attached to a team that, by all accounts, could have 8 new starters from the last time we saw you. And that includes the quarterback. O'Connell and Cousins in 22 was new. O'Connell and Darnold in 24 was new. O'Connell and the staff with McCarthy in 25 is new. They took the kid because they're all done with new quarterbacks into seasons. How much do they like him? They stiff-armed
HOF
and actually made him go to Pittsburgh. Nobody wants to go to Pittsburgh. That's what happened. JJ McCarthy is going to be that guy. And I've said this before, but I'm more excited to call his regular season games and follow his maturation than I have been as a fan or a compensated fan with a microphone about a Viking situation all the way back to 2009. When 2009, when the white horse they called Wildfire came galloping over Yellow Mountain carrying immortality. Many a foe were slayed that year of battle. The cheaters, and the filling of the pockets and emptying the souls, proved too malicious for even bountiful HOF immortality on both sides of the ball. Sure, Kelly with Fries and Mason on the side were moves made because they hated the way it ended against the Rams. But they also were made to take heat, like Nordo said, off the 22-year-old who hasn't played high-leverage games in 20 months by the time Dennis Allen and the Bears get a crack at him. Hasn't played a high-leverage game in coming up on 2 years by the time we tee it up for that Monday night game. What a fascinating game this is going to be. When me, Nordo, and Alec get after it at the first feast, Buffalo Wild Wings Oakdale, the Friday before the Life Changer at Soldier Field, the intrigue still is going to be high. McCarthy's regular season debut against Dennis Allen, who was super well respected and ruined what fun we were having with Dobbs. Dennis Allen ruined that in the second half. Then we went to Denver and yeah.
Was that Kareem Jackson?
Listen to it.
At the end around.
JJ's a major part of stifling this potentially developing stigma. I've asked players, coaches, and the GM, what is it with McCarthy after a year and change we absolutely will love early in the season as he grows? The answers are not long-winded. Not because they don't trust. It's because they don't know. I'm thinking what do you mean you don't know? You're paid a lot of money to know.
Gotta know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's because, like us, they don't know. Because what you can see in organized team activities and training camp and the Texans game, that ain't Dennis Allen, where they count.
Yeah.
That's not a night game on a potentially slippery Soldier Field. No, it's against a coach who's never been a head coach, and the first game he's going to have his top shelf, most unpredictable plays that you've ever seen. So, hey, whatever. But they don't know. That's why the answers are short-winded.
Correct.
What do you mean you don't know? You got to know. You're the coach. It's because we don't know. The Vikes went for 4.1 yards per carry last season, bottom half of the league. Let's get that number 20% better. Just 20% better and up to around 4.9 yards per carry, which is something I want to bring up tomorrow on the feast, but let's pause. And put a wrap on the show around the corner. The show, 9 to noon. The station.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive. And when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
KFAN.
Yo app.
I can't wait.
You have a preference for an assistant coach for the Friday football feast tomorrow from Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. And the reason I ask is Spearfish just put me in a group text with a couple of media relations members.
Okay.
Who are now going to be in charge of the organization of the assistant coach interviews. So anybody in mind for the show tomorrow?
Well, one of my favorites, Cooper, right?
Oh, Chris Cooper, yes.
Cooper would be terrific on the O-line. We got the rookie. We got new faces. Angelico.
Yeah, we're lockstep.
Would be elite. So those are just two names right off the top of my head.
Yep.
And I would love
Beefalo would be great.
Well, I honestly
those are coordinators.
I hadn't even thought about any of the coordinators. I mean, Matt Daniels.
Okay.
We'll get to the bottom of Ty Felton's nickname.
Yep.
But
we got to do that.
Who's going to do it? We will. Yeah. I'm sure of that. But Angelico, Cooper. There's a lot of good options tomorrow.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you very much for listening to the 9 to noon presentation today. Alec Lewis will be doing 2 hours of the Friday football feast with us tomorrow. Beloved Alec with The Athletic and theathletic.com. And yours truly, Nordo and Alec, will be walking you up to the first feast at Buffalo Wild Wings Oakdale. That's the Friday before the Monday Night Football game against the Bears. Thank you very much for listening. May God bless all of you. And I'm Paul Allen. On behalf of Eric Nordquist, thanks for the good times that make up your audio leader. FM 100.3, KFAN. 9 to noon says, bye-bye.
Here we go, Paul!
9 to noon.
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards. So you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Every day has a to-do list, but adding Enjoy Belvita to yours can help you knock out the rest of it. Belvita breakfast biscuits are a tasty and convenient breakfast option when paired with low-fat yogurt and fruit that provides steady energy all morning. While Belvita Energy Snack Bites give you the perfect mid-morning refuel. Best part, they both taste great. So make the most out of your morning with a bite of Belvita. Pick up a pack of Belvita at your local store today.